Hey family, what's going on? My name is Chelsea Williams. I'm your digital content manager with the Potter's House of Fort Worth. And here today for a spotlight in Black history, we have a Mr. Jim Austin. And so Mr. Austin is the owner of the Austin Company Commercial Real Estate, in which has provided commercial real estate and property management services in the Fort Worth, Dallas area for over 30 years. He also served as a commissioner on the Texas Real Estate Commission for 8 years. And his online media brand, which promotes networking, entertainment, and cultural events, includes large regional music festivals in the DFW area. Him and his wife, Gloria, are co-founders of the National Multicultural Western Heritage Foundation. And in 2003, he was recognized with the Realtor Magazine Good Neighbor Award for his community service. Mr. Austin also graduated with the BA in business from the Mecca, the Howard University in 1976. So, Mr. Jim Austin.
Hey, how you doing? I mean, you did your homework, girl. And, you know, when you say Howard University, I always get a big old smile because is the Black Mecca.
It is the Black
and
Mecca.
Gave me the tools to move things forward.
Mm-hmm. Very much a fellow HBCU grad.
Yes, ma'am.
But thank you for joining us here today as our Spotlight in Black History segment. So we've been kind of doing these in the community. But I just wanted to ask you a few questions just as it relates to where we are at the National Multicultural Western Heritage Museum and Black History Month. And so we'll get right into it. That's cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go right into it. The name of the museum is long. And even when I say it, I got to just think and make sure I say it right because it used to be the National Cowboys of Color Museum and Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother segment.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that background.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But so what inspired you to establish the National Multicultural Western Heritage Museum and Hall of Fame?
Yes.
And what role do you see the museum playing in the broader landscape of Black history and museums and other cultural institutions worldwide?
Well, I discovered about the history of the forgotten cowboys. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. You know, everybody as a kid plays cowboys and Indians. I grew up in an all-white community in New Jersey. There's 4 Black guys in my graduating class of 600.
Oh, wow.
So instead of taking Black History Month, that was very difficult in high school. And when I found out, one of my classmates asked me to attend the Cowboys of Color Invitational Rodeo. And it just grabbed my spirit. Why, as I am a graduate of Howard University, got my college degree, I'm an entrepreneur with my own museum, why do I not know that 1/3 of the cowboys were African American and others? So it grabbed my spirit, and I told my wife, I said, look, we need to do something to create a space where we can come and celebrate our history of the importance that the Black cowboys were there. And so we hung our shingle out about 21 years ago and founded the National Multicultural Western Heritage Museum. And we were down on the South Side for 18 years. And I told my board, we need to go where the action is. So we're here in the Fort Worth Historical Stockyard on Main Street, no less, on the front, you know, Park Avenue. So I invite anyone to come by and check us out. If you want to know about the museum, go to cowboysofcolor.org and you will see our 120 Hall of Famers and learn about your history.
Yeah.
Our history.
Our history.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And so how does the museum celebrate? You know, we can go online and see the Hall of Fame and just other contributions that are, you know, here. But how does the museum celebrate the contribution specifically of Black cowboys and cowgirls to the Old West? You know, and maybe can you share a little bit about like what challenges they may have faced with segregation?
Oh, that's a serious question there.
It is.
You know? So we do a program we call MLK. We celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. We do Black History Month. We go out to schools and talk. Gloria and I went to an elementary school in Hearst. 300 kids. We engaged 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. They were engaged. When we left, they said they learned their history. So I told them, this is a big part of your life. When you go home, tell your mom and dad Did you know that a third of the Cowboys were Black, Hispanic, and Native American?
Mhm.
And they were so engaged. But we do various programs. We're getting ready for Juneteenth
Okay.
coming up this year. It'll be our 4th year celebrating Juneteenth from the Western aspect.
Mhm.
And doing Hall of Fame is always the 4th Saturday in July. That's the National Day of the American Cowboy.
Okay.
Guess what? Our Cowboys, our Black Cowboys, are American Cowboys.
Oh,
So
wow.
we usually induct 6
Mhm.
Hall of Famers. We have a rodeo.
Mhm.
We have a workshop right here in the museum, and we talk about the importance of our history. And I just want to tell you, we're very excited that we're going to, in our museum, we have a room dedicated to the Tuskegee Airmen.
Okay.
So in April, we're bringing in an 18-wheeler traveling exhibit,
Mhm.
April the 5th, and we're going to be on site for 2 weeks.
Y'all have a
I
lot
want to
going
work
on.
with the Potter's House and see if we can get some of your kids over
Yeah.
to get this free education.
Definitely want to expose them to this because I mean, even us not discovering it, sort of say, but coming into this partnership and asking you to interview with us today, it just really was eye opening for a lot of us, even staff members. And so, just to get our kids over here, and even some of their parents, because they may not know about it or know that a part of their history, or our history, comes from cowboys and cowgirls. But like, what can you talk about? Maybe some of the challenges that we may have faced just entering into that arena, so to speak.
Our museum handles or takes place a period of about 1910.
Hmm.
I mean, is it? Yeah, 1810 up to 1876
Okay.
when slaves were set free. So the challenge is segregation,
Hmm.
and that even though we were Black cowboys and we rode the West,
Hmm.
because it didn't matter the color of your skin, but whether you're a good cowboy, a good cowgirl. So segregation, even with my man Bill Pickett,
Hmm.
there was a very segregated rodeo to be Black and performing. And then Bill Pickett is one of the most noted cowboys to participate in the arena. So segregation was very, very important in holding us back to excel because even though we were 1/3 of the West, and a lot of people don't realize that the Buffalo Soldiers protected the Asians as they built the railroad across the West. I ain't know
Mm.
that.
Okay.
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 So Buffalo Soldiers were lawmen
Hmm.
and they were helping the settlements go west. So right here in Fort Worth, where the West begins,
Hmm.
right up here down the street in the stockyards, you can go see the Longhorns walk down the street. You can see the cattle pens.
Yes.
So we in the mix, you know?
Yeah.
So being
Really,
up
right here where the action is still taking place.
you can walk right here. I tell my friend, park at my museum
Hmm.
and walk up to the stockyards and save $15.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being here and sharing what my passion is.
Yes, sir.
You know, real estate is my love, commercial real estate, but the museum is my passion. Educating our kids because a lot of parents don't realize you need to get your child around a horse, equestrian,
The question.
because there's about 80 universities that give scholarships to go to college to study ranch rodeo, ranch management,
Okay.
rodeo. So, hey, you want to get a scholarship? Get your kid a horse.
Right.
Yeah, or at least take them to get it.
Right. Or just even the exposure as well and let
Yeah.
them make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you mentioned Bill Pickett, of course.
Yeah.
But who are some, other notable cowgirls and cowboys featured in the museum? And sort of what made their significance, what made their achievement significant to the West?
Well, one of the things we have is a Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
In 2003 was our first class of inductees.
Okay.
And since then, we've had our 18th induction. So we have 100 and about 30 inductees. So some of the most famous, all of them are famous, but Bill Pickett,
Mhm.
most noted. Quanah Parker, the Native American. Jerry Diaz was a Hispanic cowboy that was noted.
Okay.
And then you go to Herb Jeffries, our first Black movie star.
Okay.
Herb saw Hollywood wasn't showing us in the movies, so he did 4 Black Westerns. He was known as the Bronze Buckaroo. He was in 1930. He's hanging out with Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, and, a real great American cowboy. And then an actor. Then you've got Stagecoach Mary Fields, a Black woman that carried the mail in Montana.
They talked about her in what was the movie on Netflix? We're gonna come back to that as I remember it. But they were Stagecoach Mary.
Yes, she wasn't depicted
as she should have been.
Yeah,
but,
she should have been.
Yeah, but it was a good movie just to even introduce us to entertainment. But yeah.
So she carried the mail. They celebrate her with a holiday. And, we're working with Bass Reeves, a Black United States Deputy Marshal.
Yes, sir.
One of the greatest lawmen of our country. Rounded up bad guys for 30 years. Black hat, 6'2", sidekick Native American, master of disguises. Who are we talking about? Lone Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a real dude. Bass Reeves. Okay. So, and then Mel Blount, a professional football player. And then, let's see, we got Kathy Williams, the only female Buffalo Soldier female. She just entered and only her family knew, but she got wounded and they discovered she was a girl. And they discharged her with the deal. And then Pam Grier, my hero.
The girl.
Foxy Brown. And it just goes on. The girl that started, Valeria, that started the Bill Pickett Rodeo, Fasan. And they do like 15 cities. So let's get ready for May.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to date it, but the Bill Pickett's coming back in May. So I'm looking forward to work with the Potter's House.
Yes, sir.
To get our kids at the rodeo.
And we're looking forward to it. And, just a few names. And if y'all had never heard of any of those names, make sure you go one by one and look them up. Or then get down here to the museum and then you can see the Hall of Fame and just dig deeper into their contributions to our history.
They all back there in that Hall of Fame room. So I know you're probably going to go back there and take a few shots and for sure. Okay.
For sure. But just to wrap us up a little bit, so what advice would you give to people that are interested to learn more about our history and the legacy of, the Old West and cowboys and cowgirls? And then how can they get involved with preserving and celebrating our cultural heritage to support the museum?
Well, what you should do is make sure, come down to the museum.
Yes, sir.
We've got photos, we've got saddles, we've got a lot of history right here that you can learn. Participate in our programming. When we do programming for January and February and Juneteenth, but we always, each month, we celebrate the history of the Asian cowboy, the Native American cowboys, and we talk about the importance of learning our history. Because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from, And the Potter's House does a great message in supporting our community and helping give scholarships away and education and food. I drive by your campus every day coming to work. I-30 is a 20% of my life.
Yes,
I look
sir.
over. I said, there's the Potter's House doing their thing. Supporting their membership. And I've been to the church where you've helped us sell tickets for the Cowboys of Color Rodeo. And it is my pleasure to be partnering with you, Chelsea. And I look forward to big things in the future.
Yes.
And I'm just excited.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if you want to support us, go to cowboysofcolor.org or become a member. Come down and volunteer, be a docent. But, keep us in your prayers. We're 21 years old and the lights are on.
They are.
And every day I come in here, I look to make sure the lights are on. and the rent's paid. So having fun. Want to do a shout out to my wife, Gloria Austin, who is the co-founder of the museum and the executive director and the brains of this operation. You know, so you always got to have a great woman behind a nice guy.
Definitely, definitely, because we know who really gets the wheels turning around here. No, but just kidding. But Mr. Austin, thank you, for today, for allowing us to kind of, come in your space and take a little bit of your time for today. But he pretty much said everything that we needed to say to wrap up. But I wanted to, just say thank you again, and for everyone who is joining us. And for more information, be sure to check out the cowboysofcolor.org to, learn more about how you can support. But get involved, support, volunteer, donate. They have upcoming events that are on the website. And so we will see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure to have a moment in our time to share something that's very important to me and to our children.
Thank you. It was.